We're starting. You're live?
Very live.
Very live. Starting a new parak on Daf Nun Beis, on the bottom. Today's Daf Nun Gimel. Says the Mishnah, Kol ha-menachos bois matzah. Every mincha, you need to make sure that it's matzah. In other words, that's not chametz. You have to be careful, as the Gemara is going to say soon, that in addition to the oil that you put into the mincha, you put water. And it's interesting because when we did the mincha here, we had a major problem. It wasn't going well, and we were missing this little piece. Yeah. The point is, the only way you can make chametz really is with water. You can't make chametz with oil. So that when the Mishnah says that you have to be careful not to make chametz, because they used to use water. That's the only way to make it, to knead it properly. We were trying here with our little oil. We're putting in this, the lug of oil. It wasn't going well, and that's the reason.
You had 1,000 people do that mincha.
Right, we got it wrong. I'm sure there's other things. Fine. So, chutz mechometz shebatoida ushtei alechem. There are two exceptions. You have the toida breads. The toida, when you bring a toida, somebody overcame an illness, came out of jail, etc. He brings a toida and 40 breads. 10 out of the 40 breads are chametz. Why are they chametz? Because the Torah says chametz. Chametz te'afena. Straight out. And that's by the shtei lechem says chametz te'afena, but by the toida it says achalois lechem chametz. It says specifically in the Torah that 10 out of the 40 breads have to be chametz. Fine. Rebbe Meir Omer, Hasa'or boidel lehen mitoichon umechamtzon. So, in order to make this bread, you need some sort of agent, a leavening agent. Thank you, a leavening agent to leaven it. So they had this sourdough. Says Rebbe Meir that you take the sourdough from within your measurement. So there was a kli called an isaron, and you measured out a full isaron of flour. From that you took part of it, you made it into sourdough, and then you reintroduced it back in. Now,
for the men among us, what sourdough is that?
What?
For the men among us, what is sourdough?
I'm not sure. I'm also a man.
Sourdough is a rye.
For this you need Rav Schoenberg. Yeah, what?
Sourdough is when let the process of fermentation already take place
Right.
for a long period of time, usually a day or two, and you then take that pre-fermented thing and put it into your dough, and then it speeds
Now,
up.
if you notice what he said, I don't know if you heard. He said basically there's a fermentation process that occurs to the dough. Once it's fermented, you reintroduce it to the rest of the dough, and the rest of the dough becomes bread, chametz. It leavens. Now, that process usually takes, like he said, if you're medayik in his words, it takes a day or two. Once you do it a day or two, you're finished, because the halacha is once it goes into the isaron kli, into the measuring kli, then the clock starts ticking. And once it goes overnight, you're finished. You can't use it anymore. And this whole process takes a long time. So Rebbe Meir says you start the process and you get whatever you could get within your period of time. You reintroduce it. So what are you going to have? You're going to have shvacha kind of bread. It's not going to be the greatest leavening and sourdough. But what he gains is that at least you have a full measurement. You started with the proper measurement. You put your flour into the isaron kli, and now you know that you started out with an isaron. Any water and leavening and whatever you do to the fermentation of that piece that you took out is not going to change your shear. You're still going to have the shear of an isaron. Whereas the next sheet, the Rabbi Yehuda, he says you introduce the sourdough from somewhere else. Now you have a problem. If you do it outside, not somewhere else, but if you do it from outside the kli, now you have an issue. You don't know how much water you added to that flour. and maybe you're adding less flour to the isaron or more flour. So Remeir Oimer has where do you get the sourdough from? From within your shear of an isaron. And then once it's sourdough, you put it back in umechamtzon and it makes the rest of the dough chametz. Your way is not very good. Why is it not very good? Like we explained, because in order to get a proper geschmacka sourdough, it has to be a day. And you don't have that time. You ran out of time. Elomavius hasoir, you bring sourdough, so now you take sourdough, you put it inside your isaron measuring device, and you add the flour to that. Because now you already have a proper sourdough. That thing might be maybe fermented for 2 days or whatever. You put it in. What's the issue? Let's say you put this amount of sourdough into your isaron. You put it on the bottom. How much flour is this? I have no idea. Because in order to get to sourdough, I had to add water to it. Water could do two things. If you put a little water, it could shrink the flour. It can make it less volume. A little water. A lot of water will expand the volume. But you're certainly not going to have exact volume of flour without water. So that's a big issue. You didn't gain anything, because now I don't know how much flour you have there. I need exactly an isar, not one molecule less or more, whatever it is. Fine. Says the Gemara. Rabbi Preda, just to refresh our memories, is the famous Rabbi Preda. He's only brought down in Shas 7 times, but he's very famous because he had a Talmud. The famous story, he had a Talmud that he used to teach 400 times. Every single thing 400 times. And at one point, somebody asked him to do a mitzvah, and the Talmud got confused, and he said, Rebbe, could you teach me another 400 times? And the famous Gemara where Baskal came down and said, since you had the patience, you have a choice. Either you go to Gan Eden, and your whole generation goes to Gan Eden, or you live for 400 years. And he chose that he should go to Gan Eden, and Hashem said, okay, give him both. Gan Eden, and he lived 400 years. And there's another Gemara that says that you live so long, and he said some other, he says, I did this, that, but he didn't mention this Maisa. Interesting. Fine. But anyways, one of the 7 times that he's brought down is right here. And he asked the Kasha, Boi minei Rabbi Preda mi Rabbi Ami. Minayin l'kol ha-menachos shehein bois matzah. It's a very interesting question, and it needs explanation. And Taisus asked the question because later on we're going to have a Mishnah which discusses this exact question. He didn't invent the question. So what does he want? The Mishnah is going to explain to us why a mincha has to come from matzah. Why it has to be matzah? So Taisus has an explanation. Maybe he meant that maybe it should be boiled, etc. Fine. But Akapanim, his question is, yeah. How do you know what? So we'll see from the what? Oh, here. Right, and that. Yeah, but look, that the Gemara is going to talk about it. Everything you ask is going to be here. How do you know that the mincha has to be matzah? Like the Mishnah started out, that you have to be careful; it shouldn't become chametz. Minolan. What do you mean minolan? If the Torah says it straight out. So it says it straight out. The like ksivba, other menachos that doesn't say specifically it has to be matzah. Ksivba, zois, Torahs hamincha, hakrei voisa b'nei Aaron lefnei Hashem el pnei hamizbeach. There's a pasuk, a blanket statement that says zois Torahs hamincha. All menachos have this halacha. And then it says afterwards, v'aniseres memeno yochlu Aaron ubanov matzois teyochel. So it says in the pasuk. Where's my sheet? I have a few things to. So, in the parasha, there's a bunch of psukim, so the words are a little smaller. That's why Shmulik wants to sit up front here. It's not here. It starts as Zois Toris HaMincha Hakre Voice B'nei Aaron. So this is the general rules for all menachos that don't say specifically. And then we jump a pasuk, Ches is in small. Pasuk Tes says, Aravana Matzah is Tayachel. Fine. And then we're going to come to the next pasuk with the Gemara is going to bring, and it says Lo Yisrael Chametz. It should be matzah. It should not be chametz. Okay, so that's the order. First, it says Toris HaMincha. All the menachos fall into this category. Zog the Gemara. Amalei. So it says, okay, you brought me a pasuk. It says matzah is teyachal. Amalei mitzvah leikim ebayli. Okay, it says it's a nice thing to do. Kikum ebayli la'akev. What does that mean? Because usually we have a klal, the shana olav akasav la'akev. I need the Torah to tell me twice in order for me to know that it's an avera. So if the Torah says once, so the Torah says, okay, it's a nice thing, make sure it's matzah. And if I didn't do matzah, not the end of the world. So that's why he introduces Amalei la'akev namiksiv. I have another pasuk. That's pasuk Yud that says not only you should make a matzah, but don't make a chametz, which is a double limud, and therefore I know that it's ma'akev. If you do chametz, it's no good.
Eli, it's just in Pesachim it has the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Great Spirit, because you do make it with.
You're talking about matzah and Pesach.
Yeah, so if you make it over chametz, then often with the balance, it's the same idea.
I don't know. I don't even know menachos. How am I going to know Pesachim? Probably. You learn very quickly, Daf Yomi. If you don't do Chazara. Yeah. Zok to Gemara. Maskiv lo Rav Chisda.
What was the first pasuk for?
The first book said that we take all the menachos that we don't have, the certain menachos that say matzah in them. Certain menachos don't have anything. So the first pasuk Zayin, tells us all those minchas that we don't have, like marcheshes, doesn't say matzah or chametz, doesn't say anything. It just says make a minchas marcheshes. Now I don't know what to do. Zois Toris HaMincha. All menachos are included in this pasuk, and then it goes on to tell us some halachas that for all the menachos together, matzah, no chametz. Menachos that have it, let's say minchas chavitin, I think has it. So I don't need this. It says specifically it should be matzah.
That we spoke about in the Mishnah. Where is that?
So no, that's exactly everything. It includes all menachos. So if it says mefurish, it's mefurish. If it's not mefurish, then this is just a blanket statement for all things that the Torah didn't talk about. Says the Gemara. Now the Gemara has a couple of questions here. Okay, so for this we need. Where is it? It goes like this. There's really three stages here. There's matzah, unleavened. There's sa'or. Sa'or might be... What? Siur. I don't like that word. Siur. Fine, siur. No, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, Sor is the next.
Okay, fine. Siur.
Is number 4.
Okay. And they have chametz. Matzah and chametz, we know what they are. They're opposites. Siur is in the middle. It might be a category by itself, according to Rabbi Yehuda. According to Meir, it's really chametz.
The timing thing.
Yeah. What is it? What is sior? So there's a machlokes. There's two machlokes in here, really. You have Meir and Rabbi Yehuda. What is sior? So Meir says it's just chivar. It turns a little bit of a color. It starts turning pale. And Rabbi Yehuda says it starts developing cracks, zdakim, like karni chagavim. He says, like the horns of a grasshopper, like little, on both sides of it, it has a crack. That's when it becomes seer. What's the halacha if you eat it? According to a mayor, you get malchus. So if you get malchus, what does that tell me? That it's basically chametz. It's another category of chametz. It's chametz nuksha. And according to Rabbi Yehuda, you just burn it. Because he holds it's in between kind of thing. It's not chametz, it's just burn it. But Rabbi Yehuda would agree that Meir's chametz, Meir's depiction of sior, I can't even say it, is no good midirabanan. Don't touch it. It's not matzah. don't eat it. Fine, we got this. Sior, Machlokes, Rabbi Yehuda, or Meir.
So when you say burn it, as opposed to malchus,
Yeah.
it's either or. You can't.
According to Rabbi Yehuda, you don't get malchus because it's not chametz. It's
Why
a
would you burn it?
because it's a category within
We're not
itself.
talking about Pesach. We're talking about.
We're talking about you trying to bring a mincha on the
It
mizbeach.
can't be brought as a mincha.
Right. Can't be brought as a mincha. No, but maybe it is. No. This is chametz on Pesach. Sorry.
Talking about Pesach.
Yeah, this is chametz on Pesach. But it applies to us as well. Zog the Gemara. So Rav Chizda asks, who told you when the Torah says don't bake it chametz? Why did you jump from chametz from number 3 to number 1? Matzah. You forgot there's a step in between called sior. Maybe when the Torah says don't do chametz, it means, but you could do sior. So the Gemara says, wait a minute, which one are you talking about? According to who? Ramei or Rabbi Yehuda? Big difference. Sior the man. The Reb Meir, le Rabbi Yehuda. Don't get confused there. It's very simple. If you're saying Reb Meir's type of sior, which is that it got pale, but according to Rabbi Yehuda, that says that it's not chametz, matzah al yehi. This is a real good matzah, according to Rabbi Yehuda. If it's only pale, Rabbi Yehuda says it can't be pale. It has to go to the next step, which is zdakim. So pale is nothing according to Rabbi Yehuda. Matzah al yehi, the Gemara says. Not really. He says don't eat it. It's not real matzah. Don't bring it to your seder. But what he means to say, it's not chametz. Fine. Either Rabbi Yehuda, and if it's cracked, like Rabbi Yehuda says it has to be cracked, seor means cracked, but according to a Meir that says that you get malchus, chametz ma'al yehi. So it can't be, so you didn't gain anything. By you asking me, who said that chametz means real chametz, don't make it real chametz, but maybe you can make it sa'ar. According to a Meir, it is chametz. Sa'ar is chametz. You get malchus. You didn't gain anything by going instead of 3 to number 2. So we can't say that. Either a Meir or a Meir, if it's going according to a Meir, that it became pale. And it's malchus midulaki alei chametzu. Same kasha. You don't gain anything. Ella, the Gemara says, the Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says that sa'ar is its own category. You don't get malchus. So on that, the Gemara asks the question, who told you that the Torah said, don't make chametz here? In Pasuk Yud, it says, lo yisaf chametz. And from that I want to learn out that the mincha has to be matzah. Who told you it has to be matzah? Maybe the mincha could be step number 2, sior, not step number 1. Who told you to jump from here all the way here? Don't do 3, but maybe you could do 2 and 1, or even 2. That's question number 1. Question number 2. Who told you that when the Torah says, we asked, how do you know that in our Mishnah it says you should make all menachos out of matzah? So he brings 2 psukim. Matzah's te'achal, we said, is not enough, because that's only 1 pasuk. We need 2. So he brought as the second pasuk, loisei chametz. Maybe loisei chametz means that you shouldn't make it chametz. But what if you poured boiling water on it? It's okay. That's called chalot. Boiling water will not turn the dough into leavened bread. That's just the way it works. Boiling water doesn't work. It has to be warm water. Too hot is not going to leaven the bread. So maybe I did something called chalot.
You make bagels by
Cooking it. But pouring, you're introducing.
The dough's already risen, it's already rose. You're just boiling afterwards.
Okay, thanks guys. Saved me.
I think you're making an American bagel.
The real bagel. A real bagel. But I'm just saying a bagel sits there in the water cooking away for I don't know how long. Over here you're just taking boiling water and you pour it into the dough. Says the Gemara, chalot ma'ininu. What are you talking about chalot? Revucha. That's called revucha. By me it says revucha, by you it says revucha. Okay, but let's see what the Torah says. No, the Torah says what? It says in the Torah merubeches. Revicha, I don't know. It does? Arch knows what it's talking about. If this is the same company, this is the Oiz V'Hadar. Fine.
And it says Revucha. The Sifta says Revucha.
And this is, that's what I'm saying. This is Oiz V'Hadar. Ah! He's saying good. Who wrote the Oiz V'Hadar? A bunch of Hasidim in Monsey. They say Revicha. But Revicha is, we write it Revucha. And they just read it Revicha. Okay. Revucha. Chalad Mayni Revucha. Idik Revucha. Ksiba Revucha. Look, here, in this particular one, which is Chavitin, it says, Tiasa Murbeches to Vienna. So the Torah tells you to do it like that. V'ha Liksiv, this is a very interesting lashon. The Shita Mekubesis tries to fix it up a little bit. V'ha Liksiv Barevucha. Or, but if it doesn't say Revucha, it doesn't say Revucha. That's what you have to say. So, if it says in the Torah that you should do Murbeches, do Murbeches. If it doesn't say Murbeches, don't do Murbeches. What are you telling me that you should do Chalot? Udelaikse Barevucha, Ibai Revucha Lesi, Ibai Matzah Lesi. So at the end of the day, maybe what the Torah is saying is that when the Torah says specifically you should bring Revucha, you must bring Revucha. But maybe over here when it says Loisi Ofa Chametz, I have the option. I could bring it Revucha or I could bring it not. Masculine Ravina. Another question. They don't like this whole thing. I don't know. They're mamish attacking him. He said, Revucha means pouring hot water on it. They make him gabra belav ba'alma. Maybe when the Torah says chometz, it's just to say that the man, whoever does bake it chometz, gets a lav, but not to say that it's possible. Elaminolan. So at the end of the day, how do I know what the Mishnah says that a mincha has to be out of matzah? Kidesanyo matzah. It says in the Torah matzah, yochel mitzvah, tamaloymar si hakosov kavachayva. So this we had many times. When the Torah says v'hoya or havaya, siya means that it should be as is, it should be matzah. So here we have mamish mefurish. When you have a mincha, unlike what we did in the presentation of the mincha, you're supposed to add water. How much? I don't know. Enough to make it a geshmak dough. And we were asking them with this moedik kasha, if you only have a sar and you have 60 yisroinim, how does this little amount of oil do 60 yisroinim? And the answer is it doesn't. You have to add water to it, like nice warm water. And what happens when you introduce warm water to your flour? It starts rising, it starts becoming chametz. So what do you have to do? There's a mitzvah to make sure that it doesn't become chametz. How do you make sure it doesn't become chametz? Just by watching it. You have to knead it. You have to constantly knead it and knead it until you use it. So, fine. And this is also interesting. Nilmedeno min Pesach. Should I learn it out from Pesach, from the matzah on Pesach that says ushmarte b's hamatzos?
Well, what's his kasha here different than his kasha on days of this?
No, over here he's saying that there's a mitzvah to.
Actually, add the water.
You add the water and there's a mitzvah. Over here he's talking about literally the mitzvah of Shmira. The Chazanish learns that it's a mitzvah that you have to do l'shma, a whole thing, but fine.
But you think you don't have to do the shmir because it's lukewarm water. If it was very
Right.
cold water, you have to do the shmir.
Right, but there's a mitzvah to do it. You're talking about a mitzvah. A mitzvah to make it in a way that it's going to turn into chametz. Why? Because you use lukewarm water. Now you have to do shmira.
Otherwise you got 18 minutes.
Yeah. Omalei. Bigufoksiv. It says mamish in the pasuk. Matzah siya hachayeha. What's going on here? Hachayeha. Because as we're going to see even another time on this page, and we had it many times in Shas, the Gemara always takes a hay and could switch it into a ches, no problem. They're interchangeable, hay and ches. So siya means tichya. You should keep it alive. Matzah tichya. Make sure it's alive. It's a mitzvah. You make it into almost chametz and you make sure it doesn't turn into chametz. As the Gemara, you forgot. You just a minute ago used tiya to tell me that you have to use matzah, that a mincha comes from matzah, siya, it's makif. Says the Gemara, I can learn two limudim. Imkein lichtay kura matzah, he would mean la'akev, and the reason why the Torah used a different lashon, Maisiya, a different lashon, shmas minotarti, ikuv and hachia. Fine. And now we come into fun sugyas like a gadda. Omali Rabbanon Rebbe Preda. I guess we already mentioned Rebbe Preda, and we brought a bunch of cases from Rebbe Preda. We might as well just continue with the theme of Rebbe Preda. They told him, his Talmidim say, you know who's at the door? Rabbi Ezra bar Berei, the Rebbe of Tulos. Rabbi Ezra, the son, the grandson of Rebbe of Tulos, which I looked up, is the only time in Shas that they're brought down here. You know who's at the door? Moshe, the son of the grandson. He goes on and on. Do Asiri Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah. He's 10th generation from Elazar ben Azariah. Do who? Asiri Ezra. Kaya Baba. So Rebbe Ezra came to learn Torah from Rebbe Preda. Out of kavod, he stood by the door. He stood there. He wouldn't come in until they invited him in. And they go to the Rebbe. They say, Rebbe, you know who's at the door? This Rebbe Ezra, who's 10th generation from Rebbe Zariah, who's from Elazar ben Azariah, who's a 10th generation to Ezra. That's, I guess, Ezra, Azariah, Ezra. Mamish, his name fits into his mishpach. Ezra. Omar, so what's going on here? Maikulahai. Why can't you just tell me there's a Talmud Chacham at the door? Why are you telling me his yichus? Ibar Urion hu yoy. If he knows how to learn, bring him in. Ibar Urion ubaravan yoy. So the question is what the girsa is. Basically, according to our girsa right here, yichus is a big zero. You don't gain anything by yichus. Just tell me that he's a Talmud Chacham. If he's a Talmud Chacham and he has yichus, again, it doesn't matter. I need people to know how to learn. That's it. V'baravon, if he has yichus, v'loy barorion, if he has yichus and he doesn't learn, then he's mamish a bad guy. I'm saying, if a guy doesn't have yichus and he doesn't learn, no, he has an excuse. But what's his excuse? A fire should consume him. Omerlei, barorion, no, he knows how to learn. He's great. He knows how to learn. Omerlu, li'ol v'leisi. No, so let him come in. He knows how to learn. That was my point. Let me see if he knows how to learn. He knows how to learn, he can come in. He noticed, according to most pshatim, he noticed that Reb Ezra didn't look good. He was basically insulted that, his yichus didn't work, they weren't considering him, and they... So Reb Preda wanted to make him feel good, so he said, it says in the pasuk, David HaMelech says, Amart Lashem Adonai Oto, you are my master, Tivasi Balolecha. Now if you read it simply, David HaMelech is telling Hakadosh Baruch Hu, you're my Hashem, Tivasi Balolecha. I don't have gratitude to you. I don't have any akar satayv to you. It doesn't fit in. It doesn't make sense. Why would David HaMelech say such a thing? So the Gemara says, no, it's not David HaMelech, and it's not. You're reading the pasuk wrong. You have to split the pasuk in two. Amro Knesset Yisrael v'nei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Rebbeinu Shalom Hachzak li toiva shedaticha b'olam. The Knesset Yisrael to Rebbeinu Shalom. I said, Omar Hashem Adonai Ota. I'm telling the world, you are Hashem. What did Hashem respond? Tovasi balalecha. Hashem said Tovasi balalecha. I don't have a curse to you. I'm not impressed with you telling the world that I'm Hashem. It's not important. Why? Omar lo Tovasi balalecha eini machzik toiva elo lavrom Yitzchak v'Yaakov. It's a pelagic thing. What? Oh, that's basically what he's saying. That's exactly what he's saying. That's why he brought this. Reb Preda is trying to hint to him, yeah, yichus is very chashuv, because look at this. When Knesset Yisrael says, look, I'm spreading Hashem's name in the world, Hashem says, I don't care about you, I care about... In other words, if you're trying to use your schus, better off use the schus of Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov. They're the first ones, they're the originals.
So that's the original. Yaakov is the original yichus, what it's called, from Avram.
Yeah, oh, you mean he's a son after son? Yeah. But over here the point is, that they're the one that spread Hashem's name first in the world. And Memela, there's schus.
Memela yichus doesn't work because all of us come from Yaakov. It's nothing special. Right. The yichus, at the end of the day, yichus doesn't work.
My daughter told me, and from this Gemara's mashma, it's wrong. She said yichus is a zero, a big zero.
Who says this?
My daughter.
Oh, okay. Big talker.
She got it from seminary. She says, no, she said yichus is a zero, but if you add a 1 to it, then it becomes a 10. But over here it says no. Over here it says it's a 0 and it remains a 0.
10 minutes.
Talking about yichus, he got nervous. Fine.
He's edited one.
As a zebra.
Huh?
I had a Hungarian, I had a Rav grew up in Hungary.
Yeah.
Over 100 years old, and big Talmud Chacham. He said that yichus is like it's DNA. Just gives you the ability to do greater things, like an.
You see from Avram, he only wanted his DNA. He was very makbid, even though he went to Goyim, Lavan, but DNA means a lot.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, but that's also why it's so bad if you have yichus and you don't learn, because you have the DNA, you have the capability.
That's what the Gemara says here.
Right.
Eshet Tichlei. You have the DNA. You have the yichus. You should know. You should use it, and you don't use it. Fine.
Yeah, because he uses it. It's a concept.
Zog the Gemara.
My role model.
So you do the tchila ba'olam shenever like doish mashabaretz hema v'adirei kol chefzi bom. The adirei, meaning the great, the mighty, kol chefzi bom. I have gratitude to them. Hashem says, I have gratitude to Avram Yitzchak Yaakov. So now that he mentioned this word v'adirei kol chefzi bom, kivin the shama dikoma adir. Now the new Talmud Rebbe Ezra wanted to show what he knows, that he's a Talmud Chacham. So he said a few pshatim, and he started off. It was like a segue. He heard his Rebbe Reb Preda say. His new Rebbe say the word Adirim, he went into a drasha of Adir. Pasuk Amar, Yovoy Adir, v'yifra la'adirim. By the way, if, maybe just from this year, a lot of people don't know this, a lot of people do, especially the Balkari himself, but I asked a bunch of people, once I saw it in the Chumash, we say it every single day in Oz Yasher, and I asked you, I think. Noshafta beruchacha kasamayom, we said in Oz Yasher, Noshafta beruchacha kasamayom tzolakoi feres, they sunk like lead, the Mitzrim, b'mayim adirim. Most people read it that they sunk in the great waters, b'mayim adirim. But if you look, there's a little guy here, I wanted to highlight him. There's a tipcha in the trup. Underneath the word b'mayim, it's a stop. It's a full stop. B'mayim adirim. Not that the water was great. The Adirim is referring to the Mitzrim. The Mitzrim, they sunk to the bottom. B'mayim, stop. Who? The Adirim. It's a pshat in Oz Yasher. Well, most people just read it. B'mayim Adirim in the great waters, da-da-da-da. Now, that could also be true. It could also be a pshat according to our Gemara, but we're going to say that the main pshat, and the Mishnah Berurah brings it down as the main pshat. This is how you should really read it. B'mayim, stop, Adirim. The mighty, the Mitzrim, they're the ones that fell, they sunk, B'mayim Adirim. How do we know? Oh! Omar ibn Nachman, v'zeu decha godoil. So whoever wants to be Soymech on Nachman Seltzer and avoid the Mishabur, you can. But let's see how. But look, Nachman, you know how to read Trop? Look, the Maim, it goes this way.
It's like, it sounds like a Chassidish Torah.
It sounds like, but you have to learn Trop. Trop is.
What?
That is the truck.
That is not Doichak. Because if you look at the Trop, it's fine. It's a comma. So now he says like a bunch of poems, a series of 3 poems. Yavoy Adir, the mighty shall come, V'yifral Adirim, and he'll take revenge from the mighties, Me Adirim, from the mighties, Be Adirim, in the mighty. What does it mean? Yavoy Adir Zakodesh Baruch Hu, the mighty is going to come. Dichsiv Adir Baruch Hashem, V'yifral Adirim El Yisrael, and he's going to take revenge for Klal Yisrael. Shenemar v'adiri kol chavtzi bam. Mei adirim from the Mitzrim, Elo HaMitzrim, Dichsiv tzol koferes b'mayim adirim. He's calling the Mitzrim adirim, ba'adirim elu mayim. So this is Nachman's pshat. The adirim, where? How do you take revenge? In the water. Shenemar mikol yismayim rabim adirim mishber yom. Now another nice poem. Yova Yodid ben Yodid v'yivne Yodid. Liyodid b'chelkosh yodid. In other words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, my beloved, Shloima, v'yiskapru b'yididim in Beis HaMikdash. So let's see the Gemara inside. Yova yodid ze Shloima, HaMelech, d'chsiv ha'yish l'chbiyad nosan ha'novi yikra shmo Yididya b'avur Hashem. Ben Yidid ze Avraham, not the son of David HaMelech, but rather the son of Avraham Avinu. D'chsiv mel Yididi b'veisi. As we're going to see, the Gemara is going to elaborate this pasuk. What are you doing in my Beis HaMikdash? We're going to find out that Avram Avinu was walking around the Beis HaMikdash many years later. V'yivnei yodid ze Beis HaMikdash, and he should build my beloved house. D'chsiv Ma Yedido is Mishkan Oisecha, Liyodid Zakash Baruch for my beloved, who's Zakash Baruch, T'chsiv Ashir Noi Lididi, B'chako Sheyedid Zebinyamin, Shenemar L'Yom Nome Yedid Hashem Yishkun Levetach Olav, Shweki song. V'izkaber bo Yedidim Eli Yisrael, T'chsiv Nosati Yedidis Nafshi B'chaf Oivel. What? Who? Maybe Nazara, I don't know. Yavai Toiv.
This
Special dispensation.
You did Hashem?
Because it's translating as you did Hashem, as opposed to like in Yemi or where it's just modifying
Okay.
being Kedusha to the word.
Another poem. Yavai Toiv. Moshe Rabbeinu. V'ikabel Toiv. What's Toiv? Torah. Mi Toiv from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. La Toivim for Klal Yisrael. Yavai Toiv zeh Moshe T'chsiv et Hero Isaac Toiv Hu. What's good? The Torah. Mitoy Zakadosh Baruch Hu. D'chsiv Toiv Hashem Lakoil. Latoivim Eli Yisrael. D'chsiv Eitiv Hashem Latoivim. Yavai Zeh. Now another one. Yavai Zeh. So there's four rhymes. Yavai Zeh, which is Moshe Rabbeinu. V'kabel Zois. He should take this Torah Mizeh from Klal Yisrael Lamzu to this nation. It's basically the same thing, but in different words. Yavai Zeh is Moshe D'chsiv Ki Zeh Moshe Ish. Because Zois Torah, D'chsiv Zois HaTorah, so Moshe, Mizeh, Zakadosh Baruch Hu, D'chsiv Zeh Keli V'Amveyu, Lamzu El Yisrael, Shenema Amzu Koniso. Omer Yitzchak. B'shor Shechor Beis Hamikdash Mitzvah Hakadosh Baruch Hu LaAvram Shoyoimed Bebeis Hamikdash. Hakadosh Baruch Hu found Avram Avinu walking around in his Beis Hamikdash. Omer Loi, Mel Yedidi Bebeisi. That's the pasuk we brought before. What is my beloved doing in my house? Omer Loi, if you haven't noticed, Aliski Banai Basi. I came here because my children are in big trouble. They're all fleeing. They're all this thing. It's Meshuggah over here. Omaloi Bonecha Chatu V'Golu. Yeah, there's a reason. They were Chayta, and that's why they have to leave. Omaloi Shema B'Shoigi Chatu. So he's trying to pull off the same thing he did with Zdaim. Maybe it was a Shoigig. Omaloi Asoisa Amazim Oso. It was amazing. Amaloi Shema Mutun Chatu. No, maybe it wasn't the majority. It was Harabim. Hoyel Chalisko Bris Mila. No, what about the Bris Mila? Amaloi Ubesar Kodesh Yavram Milalayich. No, some of them don't have Bris Mila even. What? Over here it says Milalayich. So let's see on the side. That's why I have. So I have this Gemara. Omar loy, Shema imim tamta lohem hoy chayzim b'tshuva. No, but why are you in such a rush to get rid of them? Let them maybe do tshuva. Omar loy kira sichi the ra oz ta'loizi. They're happy when they do averis. Ay. It seems like that I'm not going to wait for. If they're happy in Averis, you can do Averis, but don't be happy with it. He put his hands on his head. He's screaming and crying. They're like olive. You planted. You don't have fruits for many, many years. Takes a while. But at the end of the day, at the end of the days, they'll come back, they'll do tshuva. There's a great commotion. The branch is broken. It's the voice, the sound of the words of the Meraglim. The branches broke. They spoke a really bad thing. So over here it doesn't necessarily mean don't read it like this. Like we say, it's the same exact word. It means don't explain it mimenu, but mimenu. Because mimenu could be explained we and he. Don't explain it as we, but rather he, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kaviyachol shavilu balabayis enu yochol lehoitzi kelo misham. HaKadosh Baruch Hu won't be able to rescue his children from there. Maskiv lo Rabbi Chia Rabbi Chinino. Hayle kol hamula gdoilo So then it doesn't fit in. If you're saying that's the meraglim, so it should say l'koil mila mebayle. It should say the sound of their word. Omar lo Yakadosh Baruch Hu Avram koicha shomati v'chamalti aleihem. So over here again, the Gemara takes the hay and flips it into a ches. Hamula is chamalti. It comes from lashon chemla, to have rachmanas. So because of you, Avram, HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Avram Avinu, I have rachmanas on Klai Yisrael, and I'm going to change the decree. Ani amarti yishtabdu b'arba malchuyos. I said they should have shibud malchuyos from all four. Kolachas v'achas keshir arba malchuyos, and each one should have the proper shir. Hashta kol choda v'choda ma'id pasuk lo. So, in fact, I removed a lot of the shibud malchuyos. V'gid amri ani amarti b'zachar zeh. I said that they should come one after another. Achshav b'vasachas. Again, I'm lessening the decree. Obim Shub Levi. Lo manimshul Yisrael is zayis. Why is Klai Yisrael a mashal to an olive? Lo malach. Ma zayis ein olav noishrim lo b'yom yisacham v'lo b'yisak shomen. Its leaves don't. What's the word in the fall? They whatever. They don't fall off. Shed is not the. I thought there's a word. In the fall, they whatever. They fall. Okay, they fall. They don't fall. Not in the chama, not in the geshem. I actually have a little tree on my porch. I didn't notice, but yeah, now it doesn't. They don't come off.
It's evergreen.
A zayis is evergreen. Okay. Av Yisrael ein lohem b'teilor lomis loy ba'olam hazeh v'loy ba'olam haba. V'amar Rabbi Yochanan lo manim shel Yisrael is zayis loy malach mazayis ein moitzi shamnoi elo aidei kesisa. Av Yisrael in chayzer mutov elo aidei yisrum. Just like an olive needs to be pushed hard in order to get some olive oil out of it, so too Klai Yisrael need to be pushed hard. Let's stop over here for today. Have a great day. We're back in our